Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Anthony Joshua will obviously be fighting Kubrat Pulev most likely on December 12th, and there have been many disputes about how this fight will play out. Some believe Kubrat Pulev will beat Anthony Joshua, and that is few people, but ultimately Anthony Joshua is expected to get the victory. Now, how is Anthony Joshua going to do that? Well, Kubrat Pulev is quite one-dimensional. He has a good jab, good right hand, and he's a good boxer. A boxer puncher like Anthony Joshua, but one thing with Kubrat Pulev is he is vulnerable to the body. Now, I noticed with Kubrat Pulev, and particularly in his fight with Hughie Fury, is when he blocks punches, he lifts his gloves up high to guard his head, but he exposes his midsection. His elbows come up high as well, so that means that Anthony Joshua will be able to work to the body of Kubrat Pulev, because Joshua is extremely fast and he varies his punches. He's not very predictable. His jab comes straight, then he comes around to the side, but he offers angles as well. And as I said, he varies his punches, so he works to the body and to the head. He often comes up, he works jab to the body, jab to the head, then comes to the body, then upstairs. And what Anthony Joshua can do with Kubrat Pulev is work to the head of Kubrat Pulev upstairs, then Pulev will lift his gloves up, but then will expose his midsection, meaning Anthony Joshua can work in those body shots, and those shots will really sicken Kubrat Pulev, meaning that Kubrat Pulev will be in a position that he hasn't really been in before, because I've never really seen someone really attack the body of Kubrat Pulev. Derek Chisora did kind of, but Kubrat Pulev was ready for that, and Hughie Fury could have done that, but it wasn't something he really spent a lot of time and energy doing. He was mostly trying to go headhunting for Kubrat Pulev, especially after the cut. It kind of unnerved Hughie Fury, and he just wanted to end the fight, get rid of him or do something. But he done well to hang in there, but still, if he would have worked to the body of Kubrat Pulev, made him work with him later on in the rounds, maybe he could have broke Kubrat Pulev down. But that is one thing that I believe Anthony Joshua will look to exploit in Kubrat Pulev. As I said, work to the body, work to the head, jab to the body, jab to the head, then bring those punches around the side. Because Anthony Joshua does vary his jab. He can throw it from the hip, although he hasn't done it that often during his career. He'd done it against Alexander Povetkin. He also done it in the first Ruiz fight. But ultimately, Anthony Joshua throws a good straight jab, although it is quite readable because it comes straight, as I said. But also what he does sometimes is spin that jab into a hook. So he hooks off the jab, and he does that extremely well. And Kubrat Pulev, when he does tuck up like that, he lifts his hands too high, exposing the body, meaning Anthony Joshua can either feint with the jab or feint with that leading left hook and then shoot down to the body, because the body will be exposed, because Kubrat Pulev will be anticipating a shot to come from a jab, and Kubrat Pulev doesn't move his head, doesn't really have much lateral movement. He often blocks shots or tries to catch them on the gloves, meaning that he's not really elusive. All of the punches land, but obviously they're blocked on the gloves, but he doesn't have that head movement or lateral movement in order to be elusive and avoid shots that way. So if Anthony Joshua can feint and force a reaction from Kubrat Pulev, then he can go to work in the exposed areas of Kubrat Pulev. Now, this is not something that Anthony Joshua needs to do quite early on. He doesn't necessarily need to be looking for those big power shots down to the body straight away, because what Anthony Joshua has proven previously in his career is he can be patient. He can wait for a shot to come and present itself at the right time. I mean, against Andy Ruiz in the first fight, he didn't do that. In the second one, he was patient, picked his shots and boxed Andy Ruiz. But in his fight with Alexander Povetkin, he was patient, he was careful, he was setting up that right hand, waiting for the perfect moment to land that punch. Because everyone was saying, why isn't Anthony Joshua throwing the right hand? He was jabbing and he was mixing it up with Alexander Povetkin, but he wasn't throwing that straight right hand. He waited until round 7 for an opportunity to present itself. That's when he threw the punch. And look what it done to Alexander Povetkin, because what Povetkin was doing in the build-up to the fight was trying to nullify that right hand. He was preparing for AJ's straight right hand, jab, then the right hand. That is what he prepared for his whole training camp. But when it did not happen in the fight for 7 rounds, that is when Alexander Povetkin kind of found a false sense of security. So he wasn't expecting that punch to land because he was defending against it the whole fight and expecting it the whole fight, but it didn't come. But when he least expected it, when he squared up, that is when Anthony Joshua threw the punch at the perfect moment when Povetkin was not ready for it. That is why it caused so much damage on Povetkin. So AJ has proven in the past, even before the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight, that he can be patient and wait for a shot and set it up over the course of a few rounds in a fight at this level. Now, Kubrat Pulev has obviously been preparing for Anthony Joshua for some time now, because he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua in 2017. But the thing is, Anthony Joshua is a different fighter now, and Kubrat Pulev seems to believe that he can knock out Anthony Joshua. He seems a lot more confident now than he did last time, and what he is looking at is the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight and what happened in that first fight, June 1st, 2019. Anthony Joshua's first loss as a pro. But the thing is with Kubrat Pulev looking at that, is he's not the same fighter as Andy Ruiz Jr. and it doesn't possess the abilities or skill set in the ring that Andy Ruiz Jr. does, so therefore cannot trouble Anthony Joshua in the same ways. So in this fight, Anthony Joshua is the inside fighter, whereas last time it was Ruiz. Anthony Joshua is a good inside fighter, it's just Ruiz is a better one. Ruiz is an inside fighter out and out. Anthony Joshua is more of a long-range boxer and throws power shots, a good jab as well, but he can mix it on the inside. That's one of his strengths, but not his best strength. As I said, his strength is a boxer puncher. But in a fight with Kubrat Pulev, Anthony Joshua is the inside fighter, and that is where also he can work in those body shots to Kubrat Pulev. And what I expect Anthony Joshua to do early on is fill Kubrat Pulev out, find his range, get the jab going, and make sure that he is controlling the distance and tempo of the fight. That is what he wants to do early on. Make sure Kubrat Pulev knows that he can't have anything for free. So jab, right hand hard and often when Kubrat Pulev tries anything. Also, Kubrat Pulev is not going to be dealing well with the angles that Anthony Joshua creates. So that is very important for AJ to keep that jab flowing and to offer Kubrat Pulev angles. And when rounds start to tick by and Kubrat Pulev is still in there with Anthony Joshua, Joshua needs to start working to the body, because that opportunity will present itself, and in the mid-rounds, or even after 3 or 4 rounds, the body shots will completely sicken Kubrat Pulev and take all of the energy from him, meaning Anthony Joshua can capitalize on that. And I believe Anthony Joshua gets the stoppage between rounds 4 and 8. The mid rounds, I think Anthony Joshua will definitely get Kubrat Pulev out of there. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.